And Brandon Nuttall joins me now, Kentucky registered professional geologist, and he is with the Kentucky Geological Survey. It's over at the University of Kentucky. Brandon, good morning.
Good morning, Jack.
I appreciate you coming in this morning. We don't usually get people in here this early. You know, they're glad to do it on the phone, or some of them are anyway, but thanks for dropping by. I want to talk about fracking, and first of all, it's going on in eastern Kentucky, right? And other areas of the state.
It's been going on there for decades.
And what is it exactly?
Basically, fracking is a method that oil and gas companies use to enhance production from the wells they drill. Certain types of wells, when you initially drill it, do not produce any oil or gas, and you have to stimulate it to get the oil and gas to come to the surface. And fracking is one of the methods they use for stimulating that production. And
what about how do earthquakes come into this equation?
Well, one of the major ways, first off, you have to realize that there are, when we talk about earthquakes, there are actually two topics that we have to talk about. One of which is the fracking itself, and the other is the disposal of produced water and what flows back out of the hole after you have fracked. By its very nature, fracking is creating cracks in the rocks, and that energy release creates small earthquakes. We call them micro-earthquakes. They're generally less than magnitude 1. It takes about a magnitude 2.5 or so, 2 to 2.5 before it's what's called a felt event.
So we wouldn't even know it if we were standing there and one was going on.
Not if you, well, you would know it. You would know it because if you were standing there, there would be a lot of engine noise. You would feel the rumble of the engines. It takes a lot of equipment to actually conduct one of these. But no, you wouldn't actually feel the earth shaking except for the engine.
And you guys are monitoring those as you do it, so that's how you know where it lands on the Richter scale or not?
Yes. Actually, the Kentucky Geological Survey is conducting a microseismic study. We've deployed a network of seismic monitor equipment in northeast Kentucky. This is specifically an area where there is active hydraulic fracking going on in a formation known as the Berea, which produces oil. And there is the possibility of very large hydraulic fracks being conducted at very deep depths in what's known as the Rogersville. It's also an area where water is being disposed of underground. And so these are the factors that we're trying to look at to determine, what are the natural seismic levels of activity in eastern Kentucky. And if we see something, we try to identify it and tell, is it natural? Is it a mine explosion? What is it?
Wow, that is really interesting and very complicated.
Yes.
Brandon, I appreciate you so much for being with us this morning. Thank you.